Uh, well, Jason says I'm live. Hello, everybody. Wasn't expecting that. So sorry. Um, we want to bring on the family of James. They call him Jamie Valdez. And tell a little bit about how he went missing. There is some questions we're going to have. And hi, everybody. Um, so sorry. Um, Jason, I think that background is somebody is outside, so I think we're okay.
Should I go inside?
That's okay. I think it's is it the
crickets?
frogs or something? So,
Oh
hi,
my gosh, we
QB.
have cicadas so bad.
Cicadas. Yes, I can hear them. So, well, we do want to start out because we know this is important to get his name out there, his story out there. And I know, Caitlin, you know a lot what's going on with him and when he went missing. Can you tell us a little bit, or whoever wants to start, a little bit about James? You call him Jamie, but tell a little bit about his background and who he is. So whoever wants to go and tell that, that's fine.
Do you want me to do
Okay,
it?
Sean, do you want to say it?
Okay, I'll start. Yes, I'll go. Jamie is the fourth of 5 kids. He has an amazing heart, a beautiful smile. He loves people, very social. Can't say enough good things about him. He does not meet a stranger. And if he knows you, he's going to stop you and talk to you and say hi, how are you doing? And just loves his family, loves his brothers and sisters, loves his daughter immensely, and just a all-out good kind of guy. Loves to tinker on motors and small motors, likes to fish. He's been hunting with my husband before. Probably wasn't his favorite thing to do, and he wasn't the greatest at it because I don't know that he really had the patience for that. But there's my brother right there. He is just an amazing person. Knowing that he was probably hurt by somebody is one of the hardest things emotionally we as a family have had to go through in a very long time. I know that if he was alive, he would be contacting us. In the past, his habit was, at least once every couple of weeks, he would shoot us either a text, a phone call, a Facebook message. He just stayed in touch. And we have not heard from him in 3 months. That's not like him at all.
So there has been absolutely no contact. Did he have a cell phone with him?
He did have a cell phone with him when he left the house.
Okay. And has that been pinged by the police?
His cell phone only had Wi-Fi capability. Okay. He was not on a service plan, so they were not able to ping it or even look up his records.
Okay. And can you tell me, whichever one of you would like to go, the day that he went missing, what exactly was he going through? If you know a little bit about the mental stability he was in that day, was there any issues? I know there was a fight, but people fight, they walk away a lot of times, but then they return. So if you can tell me a little bit about the day he went missing.
Nikki, you want to handle that one or you want me to?
I'll let you.
Okay. All I know is what Anna has shared with me. She contacted me on June the 10th and asked me if I'd heard from Jamie. And I let her know I had not. She told me that he had left and said he was going to Ozark. She had not heard from him. They had had an argument beforehand. She had got called into work, and they were supposed to spend the day together. It was her scheduled day off. He got upset when she was called into work because, understandably, I'm sure he was looking forward to spending time with her. And so an argument happened in front of her brother, her mother, and her brother's 2 daughters. He got angry. He threw some clothes in his car and he left. She went on to work. He showed up at her job and asked her if he could come back home. And she had told him she couldn't deal with that, with the argument right then, and that he could do whatever he wanted to do. She had told me that while she was still at work, he went to the family house. They were living with her mother at the time. She had fallen and broken her back, and so they were taking care of her. He went, he got some more of his clothes and threw them in the car. He also got $600 and left the house. She said she didn't hear from him after that, and that was why she was reaching out to me, asking if I had heard anything from him, which, of course, I had not. So, a couple of days had gone by. She and I, we messaged back and forth. One of the first questions I asked her was, is he using right now? Because he had been a drug addict in the past, had been to rehab, supposedly was doing better. And she said he was not using and had been clean for a year. At that point, I started making some Facebook posts just in general. Hey, has anybody seen my brother? Had a few of his friends contact me and they're like, what's up? And I'm like, well, we can't find Jamie. And none of them had heard from him. I started going through his Facebook page, messaging his friends, specifically on his page, the ones that looked like he had contact with. Like the ones who would like his post and things like that. Nobody had seen or heard from him. A few days went by. It was June 19th. Anna messaged me and said that her boss's husband had found his car. It was in a remote area, Sugar Grove, Arkansas. Very wooded. His car was parked at a swimming hole that's popular there, and but he was nowhere to be seen. She sent me a picture, and the picture said, "Help me, he is near." And when I saw the picture, my stomach dropped to the floor. I was very concerned, had a really bad feeling. And Anna and I discussed, she asked me, should I contact the police? And I said, yes, let's get that done. This isn't right. Something is not right here. And so the next day, she went by the police station. She contacted, she made the missing persons report, which there was a lot of errors in it. So once she showed me the police report several days later, and I mentioned to her, there's a lot of errors, and I started pointing them out. And she got back with the police department and was having them correct the police report, which we still haven't received, but we're hoping to get a copy of that soon.
Okay. I've seen the writing on the back of the van. I also saw a post about the battery being disconnected. Do you know if there was trouble with the van?
Yes.
Okay.
There was no trouble as far as I knew or that Anna told me about. When the sheriff deputy went up there, a lot of that damage was not done yet. But once the car was towed back to Anna's residence, there was all kinds of things undone under the hood. We did find out later after a newscast that some boys came forward and said that they had gone to the swimming hole. When they got there, it was June 17th. They said that the car was running when they walked down to the swimming hole. When they came back, the car was no longer running. So they figured somebody had gone hiking, and they thought it would be a funny prank to do the writing on the back window. One boy wrote, "He is near," and the other boy wrote, "Help me." So if you look at the writing real close, you could tell it's two different handwriting styles.
Mm-hmm.
So that was sort of a relief to know, that it wasn't something, cryptic or with foul play. It was just some boys thinking it would be funny. So it's not funny, but
Right.
Boys, I guess, will be boys.
Right. Now, I noticed, and I know a lot of Arkansas roads, there's dirt, gravel roads, a lot of, dust coming up around. But that dirt looked like it had been there for a while. Do you know how long it was after the van was found from the time he went missing?
Since the boys said that the van was out there on the 17th, the car was found on the 19th by Anna's boss.
Okay.
So that's just 2 days.
Right. And did they ever find any of his belongings outside the van, or just what was inside the van that he had packed away?
When the police started to do a search, I think they actually searched for a couple of days out there. And it was actually one of our family friends who went out there later, I believe, who found the items like his insurance card for his car, some pocket change, and some other items that looked like they had come out of his pocket. So Karen alerted the police to that, and they went out there and checked it out and I guess picked it up. And as far as I know, those were the only things found outside of the vehicle.
Okay. Has his cell phone ever been recovered?
No, it has not.
Okay. I know somebody else was asking. So the car was seen on the 17th when he went missing. That's correct. And then they said that the cell phone was not recovered. So that was a question they had in the chat. Is there anything else you can tell me about? Has this happened before? Has he ever went any amount of time without contacting his wife or anybody else?
According to Anna, she said he's taken a couple of vacations, like 2 or 3 days at the most, but would always come back after that. So being gone 3 months is a really long time and out of habit for him.
And he would always stay in contact with his family. Even if
Okay.
he wasn't in contact with Anna, he was still reaching out to one of his sisters.
Okay. And I did read he has some health issues. He's a diabetic, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
He does not take insulin. He takes the oral medication. He also
Okay.
has high blood pressure. But other than that, that's all we know of.
Okay. So he is not insulin dependent. So he could go, it would be a few days. Has any of that money been recovered?
Not that I know of.
Okay. And has his wife helped with the search, or have you had a search?
So
The police
search-
did
I'm
a
sorry,
couple
go
of
ahead.
different searches. They I'll let you talk.
Oh, you're good.
The police did a couple of searches. Their original search, they actually took cadaver dogs out and searched for about a 3-mile radius. They also did a search in another area where we got a tip that there was stomach and intestines found. So we had given that tip to the police and they went out and searched that. But the stomach and intestines were found way earlier. And so, of course, there wasn't anything left of that for to be found. But then I did hear back from the person who found those items, and he said that he was mistaken on the timeline, that what he saw was actually in May and not June. And so that wasn't even relevant. But anyway, so.
Wow. I mean, I think I would be shocked if I heard that too, because I mean, just having somebody missing
Yeah, it was
in your
pretty
family
shocking.
is devastating. Not knowing is even more devastating. So I completely understand. Jason's looking for some pictures. So we've got a timeline here that it looks like, Sean, you had posted up on his webpage. So from June 10th to June 21st, June 22nd, you said the water was searched and dragged, but nothing significant found.
Right. And that water hole there it's very small. I'm not sure how deep it is, but I have heard it's pretty deep. And so they did search that whole water hole area, as well as some of the creeks around. And I think there's a river that's fairly close to there as well. The chief did say they looked to see what the weather had been like about the time he went missing. And there really wasn't any significant rain. So it would not have caused the river to be flooded or run swiftly or anything like that. So he was fairly certain that if he had fallen into the water, that he would have been in the general area. But they didn't find anything at all.
So little Pookie, Sean and Nikki are relatives of Jamie's. And Caitlin, you are a missing person advocate, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you are helping the family in his search and getting the word out for him, which I think is wonderful. I know they were asking of who everybody was. And so tell me a little bit more about, I know you have a reward, and has anybody else came up and said anything? I know you're going to get a lot of stories. You're going to hear a lot of crazy stories along the way when somebody goes missing in your family. But has anybody made some comments that you're concerned about that you've had to go to the police about? And I know you might not be able to say a whole lot. So I completely understand since it is an investigation.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but is there something that you can maybe help the public understand so we can get him found?
So we've received a few tips, but they're not
Hey,
any
Caitlin, I'll
tips
let
that,
you.
are we good?
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
So there have been some tips that have come in, but obviously,
No, I want Caitlin to do it.
we have. Yeah, I think there's a delay, so I apologize.
There is.
Yeah. So with the tips, we can't share, what we've received. Each tip has been turned over, and they've followed up on every tip and every lead we've gotten. Somebody knows something. It's still out there, and just by the messages we've received, people are afraid to talk. But it's important that they do talk because, like we've said, if they don't want to contact law enforcement because, there's drug ties or a past history, contact us because, we need whatever, anything, even the smallest thing that somebody thinks isn't even relevant, chances are it could be very relevant. So
Right.
that's what we're begging for right now.
Right. Now, was there any other tire tracks noticed around the area? Can you see, was there any, I know you said it wasn't rainy around that time, but
It's so rocky that I don't think you could. I mean, they're really, Nikki, you can speak better on that. I don't think you can really see tracks there.
okay.
I think, what tracks there was, it was more like ATVs. That area is a frequented area and, people going in and out all the time. So, um, I didn't see a bunch of tracks, but it hasn't rained in a long time. Where his vehicle was found, it was about the only smooth area. The rest of it, like Caitlin said, it was really, really rocky.
Okay. And you said it was near a swimming hole. Was there anybody else that's came forward saying they've seen the vehicle there a little bit longer?
Sean, I don't think so. Has there been?
I think it's all about the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
that nobody's really came forward and said anything. And do you know what he was wearing that day?
We unfortunately do not.
The
We've
day he
heard
went
that-
missing, Anna said he was wearing
What I'm about to show you is going to change.
black shorts.
Yes, the black shorts. Was it a plaid shirt?
Okay.
Or, I don't. She wasn't very sure. We were asking like
She didn't
what
know
type
what
of shoes.
color shirt, but it was.
Let me see if they can, I don't know if they're having trouble.
The vehicle was never seen in another location that we're aware of.
Okay. And I do believe there's a delay, so I apologize. pretty good delay. Are you all able to hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So I'm looking up everything on Jamie right now to see if, and you said there was cadaver dogs that was brought out there, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And was there any tracks near the water? And they searched the water pretty good, and they said there was nothing that came up, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can't share my video with Jason, because I don't know if we're having trouble. So there was a question about the car. Has the car been fingerprinted? But you said it was taken right back to the house. Did they fingerprint the car before it was taken back?
No.
Okay. And he has not reported to his job, correct?
No.
Of course, he's been missing. And I'm sorry, some of the questions are coming in really slow. So there's a question. Does the family in this case feel like his past history with drug use might have hindered the police response? I know that's hard when somebody goes missing in a family on what the police do and what they don't. I completely understand the police can't give the family a lot of information. They don't give a lot of information, so I do understand that. So there was a question, did they check and see if the seat was in the right position? Are you allowed to say anything like that?
The seat was scooted forward. It was
The
too
seat was
close.
moved way forward.
Okay. Now, do you think the boys that rode on the back, did they say that the car was locked?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Because I didn't know, you know how kids are. Did one of the kids get in the car, not wanting to say something because now they realize there's something else going on? Okay, I just saw that the car was locked.
I was going to say, yeah, I think.
And how deep is that water that's near that area, that swimming hole?
There wasn't a whole lot of water in there whenever I was up there and saw. Yeah, it wasn't very wide. I don't know about how deep it was, but I just thought it was, I think if I was to go swimming in it, it wouldn't be enough water to enjoy swimming.
Is it a fast current or is it just
It was just like a spot of water.
that people go when they go swimming? Okay.
Yes.
So it's not a real deep area. And how far did they go out and search?
In the water?
Whether it's the water, you said they had cadaver dogs. Do you know the area that they searched?
I believe it was within the 3-mile radius. They had two dogs, and they let them loose and let them travel their area. They were in 2 different areas, checking around, and never hit on anything.
So from the vehicle, they never hit on his scent at all?
No.
Do they believe he went out there and dropped, or somebody else dropped the car off there?
The police haven't said.
Okay.
We don't believe that. We find it hard to believe that he was ever there.
Okay. And after, so he had left, after taking the $600, and then his car was found on, and that was the 10th he took the $600, correct?
Yes. That's what we're told. It was the 10th.
Okay.
There is a discrepancy on the day he left. Anna posted on the 9th that he left. But then we're also told that he left on the 10th. So, with the stress and worry, maybe she got the dates wrong. Maybe it was the 9th when she posted on social media, or maybe he came back the night of the 9th and then left again on the 10th. We're not really sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. No, I mean, I understand. Sometimes those dates can get jumbled up, especially, if
Yeah.
you're going through some stress. And how big is the area that he lived in? Can you tell me a little bit about the town? And is it a rural area, a lot of farmland, you said it was a rocky area.
Yes. Nikki, do you want to describe the area since you're the closest to there?
I believe it's rural. I think it's class 4A, I believe. Not sure about what the size is, between 3,000 and 5,000 people, I guess. As far as farmland, I'm not really sure around that area.
I don't know if they're having. If I lost Jason, let me see. No, because it looks like they're asking some questions about the video. Yeah, there is definitely, I know there's no hide here. The biggest part is getting his story out and, finding Jamie. That's huge. That's for the whole family. It's just getting Jamie found. So they did say, did the cadaver dogs, and so they haven't went on any scent. Have they searched any other areas, or just the area where his vehicle was found?
Not that we're aware of, just the area where the vehicle is.
So somebody's asking, is that area woody with rivers and creeks?
Very.
Very, okay.
Extremely. I think earlier you had the picture up of the area. I don't know if you're able to do that again. But you can see, like, from the satellite view, hardly any houses around.
Okay. Yeah, I looked it up online and was doing some searches on the area where it was.
Actually,
Let me see if I can. Not sure if I can share this.
I was gonna say I could look it up on my other phone and show you. Okay, so I don't know if this will work, but this, nah. Oh, I don't know. I'm like going the wrong way.
Okay.
So
So it is very wooded area. Now, how long?
That's where
They
his
said he was
vehicle
going.
was found.
So that's the area. Okay. Now, you said earlier he was going to Ozark. Does he have family and friends in Ozark?
His daughter lives in Ozark.
And how far away is that?
I'd say maybe 30 minutes.
Okay. And this is we're at is Booneville in Arkansas. Can you tell us about the area of where that's at?
Um,
It's
not
northwest. I believe it's in between Fort Smith and Fayetteville,
Okay.
if that helps.
And any major highways around that area?
in Ozark. There's an interstate that runs. You can get on the interstate from Ozark.
Mm-hmm. And nobody has came forward and said they've seen anybody hitchhiking and he wouldn't have just left his vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And was there gas in the vehicle?
Sean, you want to take that
When-
one?
Was there gas in the vehicle? Did he have plenty of?
I think Sean said she was having technical difficulties. We can wait and see if she comes.
Okay. Somebody said Highway 10 runs through Booneville.
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any planned searches coming up?
Not unless we get a lead. But right now, it's hard to narrow down an area. So, if we get a lead, then yes, there will be searches. But as of right now, no.
So absolutely no leads. Nobody has came forward and said anything.
I mean, we have a couple leads, but
Stuff you
just-
can't say. Right. Completely understand.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
No. I
So-
completely
so
understand. So this is the area that is
Now,
very rocky.
if you look in there, you see that about in the middle of the screen where that big boulder is. That is where Jamie's insurance card was found in the pocket change, was just a couple feet from that boulder.
So the car was locked. The seat was moved forward. Yet his insurance card and change was found outside the vehicle.
Yes.
And nothing else in that area.
By his vehicle, there was some sugar packets and some straws.
I might have
Just-
that picture. If I can. Here. Ah,
Yeah, it was where his vehicle was parked, just, like you open a door and it would just fall out your door. That's how it was.
Dave Wilson, I have not got the flyer from Be United yet.
and that right there is the swimming hole.
Yes, that.
Okay, so that's
is-
not much water at all.
No.
Oh, wow. Because I know that was a few questions. People thought, well, maybe he was in the water, and that's kind of rough area too, with it looks like. Oh my.
Yes.
A lot of
There's another little.
So that area is very dry.
yes, very dry. some people have said that's the driest they've seen it ever in their life.
Mm-hmm. And they haven't had
There's
rain
another
in how
tip.
long?
35 days, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
So that is a very small
So
swimming
this right
hole.
here.
Where that truck is, you can see in the back, that is a dirt road that goes by that area. I was just taking the pictures just to show, what you could see from the road or from
Right.
that area to the road.
And you said there's no houses around there, so none of the houses that are in the area, I can see if there's any on that dirt road, nobody saw anything strange, could tell you about the time that he went or that the vehicle went out there.
Not that I know of.
And what is this area, Caitlin?
Nikki can describe it. These are all her pictures. I was just showing them for you.
That's just a little area next to where his vehicle is parked. There's a little campfire right there. It just appeared to be like just a hangout that a lot of the area people go to. I don't know, to party or whatever. Barbecue. They had it looked like somebody had barbecued or something around there, but it wasn't very much area there before you had the rocks or the woods.
Okay. Yeah, somebody said it's really rural. You would need a 4x4 truck to go over that area. Somebody asked, did they check the campfire to see if it was hot or cold? I mean, I'm not sure if the police would have told you that. Do you know if they mentioned that?
No, they didn't mention it to me.
So they were asking if somebody could have came across. He took several meds. He was on blood pressure medicine. Okay. Anna, she is his wife, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I see her answering questions. Is there anything else you can tell us about Jamie and, is something that anybody could be looking? Is there any area that if he would have taken off, could he have, just cleared his head for a little bit? I know it's been 3 months, but is there anywhere that he would have went?
He would have gotten a hold of me or Sean. If he was clearing his head for that long, he would have definitely gotten a hold of one of us.
Okay.
He had my number memorized, and to not hear from him after a week of being gone, this just isn't normal for him.
Right. I was getting ready to ask you that, Nikki, because I don't remember anybody's numbers. So that's really good, if he was able to remember, because mine would be just pulling up my cell phone and going by names. Did he have any of his medications with him?
Not that I know of. I think he left all that at home.
Okay, so and it is very important that he takes his blood pressure medicine, his diabetic medicine, correct?
Yes.
And there's a question about fingerprinting. Was there any fingerprints done on the insurance card?
I'm not aware of any.
Sorry, Pine Mountain, they're asking what state. This is in Arkansas. They were kind of describing the area. So I'm looking at the comments. No, this is not Alabama. It's Booneville, Arkansas. They're asking where did he work? So he had a steady job. I read it as a butcher, correct?
That's what we were told, was that he was fixing to get promoted at his job, and doing, being a butcher. That's something that he's done many, many, many years off and on.
Oh, it's okay. So around 8 o'clock. So you're okay. I was this is just a different state. They do just say that Jamie was a lovable man. I understand there's problems in every relationship. I get it. There's people that, walk away. But you're concerned something has seriously happened to him.
Yes. Very.
And is there any way that you would want to set up a search?
I mean, yes, for sure.
Okay.
It's been mentioned in the group. It's one of those things where people say they're going to come and then they don't, or they don't commit. So, I mean, yes, but we also want everyone to be careful as well, because it is, setting up a search in that area, it is dangerous. It's very rocky, very, if people aren't trained to hike in that terrain, it could, you don't want someone else to get hurt. And also there's wildlife, there's bears, there's rattlesnakes, wild hogs. I don't know. There's other things, Nikki, you know more about.
Yeah, no, in that area, yes, I completely understand. There was a question that I actually have not read. Said who took the shoes and some of the clothes from the car? I'm not sure who little Pookie is. But was there items taken from the car?
We were told that after, when Anna first went to Jamie's vehicle, that there was clothes in there, and then whenever it was towed back to her house, that some of the clothes were missing. And as far as who took them out, we do not know.
Okay, and the vehicle was locked. So was that prior to the car being found?
The clothes being took out,
Mm-hmm.
I do not know. All I know is whenever she had went to that spot and looked in, it was already locked and his clothes were there.
Okay.
And whenever it was towed back to her house, she said that some of his clothes were missing.
Okay. Yeah, she just stated that too. If there's any way we could get a search group out there, Caitlin, are you going to be the one we can get a hold of?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to try to work on that with Be United. And see if there's any other groups that maybe we can get a search party out there to help. Somebody said Fort Smith is an hour and a half away from Fayetteville, is 2 hours away. Because I'm searching up the area now. Unfortunately, I would go out there and help you at this moment, but I'm on quarantine, so
Oh,
no, it's
we've been
okay.
there.
So I'm kind of stuck at home for you know, a little bit, but I'm reading there. So there was a search, Pine Mountain, there was a search with law enforcement and cadaver dogs. No scent has been was found. Yeah, and there's a statement about, you know, it's strange somebody got in the car and took the clothes, but it just makes me wonder who else was out there that day.
And we were told I think one of the back passenger windows was down. If Anna is on talking, maybe she can clarify it. But I believe one of the back passenger windows were down a little bit as well.
Did it look like somebody was sleeping in the vehicle?
I mean, there weren't any blankets or pillows or.
Mm-hmm. And it
But
doesn't look like he had stopped anywhere.
part of the back seat was put down.
Yes.
Was it? It was forward?
I believe so. I was just told that it was pushed down, like there had been
Like
something
one of
there.
those seats was laid down, like
Okay.
carried something large.
Okay. She said the back window was down about an inch.
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to share the flyer they just sent me.
Okay.
So bear with me because I'm not used to doing this. So I'm going to try so we can get his flyer up. Because we want everybody to see this. Definitely. So I know Jason likes the family to say something just in case somebody knows something. Jamie's out there. He could hear this. Would you like to say something to the public? And you know, I agree. Somebody needs to come forward and say something.
I just want, everybody to know, we love our brother and we miss him. And, all I can think of is how much he loves his daughter and how much she does him. And, the longer this drags on, the more, it breaks our heart to see her hurt. Because she was his everything. And, she doesn't deserve to wonder where her daddy is. And, we don't deserve to wonder where he's at. And we would like anybody to just please, give us that one tip that can help us bring him home. Because we need to lay him to rest.
Right.
If he liked you, if you were a friend of his, you were considered family to him. And, everybody that was in his life, he trusted and loved them as family, or else he wouldn't have been by them or around them. And, I think he just deserves, the same kind of compassion that he has shown, to everybody.
Right.
And since
No.
we've started the group, we've had hundreds of messages, and everyone has said the same thing. Like, Jamie would give you the shirt off his back. Jamie would drop everything to help anyone. He would, if you were having a bad day, he would listen. He would joke, he would laugh. His smile would light up a room. There's even law enforcement will tell you that he was a great guy. Like, he was always happy, he was always joking. So it's sad.
And there's nobody has threatened him in the past. I mean, I know people get mad at one another. I completely understand that. But has anybody made threats towards him or his family?
I mean, we've spoken with Anna, and I mean, they hadn't lived back there very long, and I don't think he was out running around or, anything odd where, you know, I don't believe she's received any threats or he received any threats.
Okay. Well, Caitlin, what I'm going to do is, if you want to say the name of Jamie's page, his missing persons page, and if
Yeah,
everybody can join it, and then what I'd like to do is get a couple groups together and maybe see if we can't get out there to help you.
that would be amazing.
And it's just Jamie Valdez missing, and that's the Facebook page where you can get more information. Caitlin's done an amazing job on it, and absolutely amazing with all the information on there. But this family needs him home. So if somebody knows something, there's tips. You can call anonymous. If you do not want to call the police, send in the information.
Yes. So we have a tip line. If you go to the Jamie page, at the top of the page, it's pinned, and it lists Sean and Nikki's phone number. It lists the email addresses. It lists the Midwest True Crime Moms tip line email. And then it also has Ben Villarreal. He's the chief of Booneville Police Department. He has provided his email. So there's plenty of ways, even private message on Facebook. Sean and Nikki have said, even if you want to *67 your phone number and call, or if you want to make a fake Facebook account, and send a tip that way, anything.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I've got a lot of pictures. I'm going to post everything on Jason's page so everyone can see it. I do apologize that there were some technical difficulties today getting everything going. So I do want to say I'm so sorry. But we want to get his name out there, his pictures. So we'll post those up. And thank you for allowing me to host. It's been a while, so but we're hoping
you
we
did wonderful.
Well, I know how important it is for families to get that name out there.
Yes.
My heart goes out to you, and I will do whatever I can to help you. And there's a lot of really good groups out there who will go above and beyond and not just share a flyer, but actually get out and help. And I completely understand when people do not. I have been on many searches myself, and
Yes.
I don't have people that show up and help me a lot of times, but I will
Yeah.
put on my boots, and I know that area, that you have to put on the right clothing and just go and do what you have to do to
Yes.
find that person for that family. Um, but I will do what I can do and
Awesome.
get you a group out there. We'll see if we can't get somebody to help search that area a little bit more. With the town of 3,000, under 5,000, it's not very big.
No, I
So,
looked up 3,900. So
so sorry. But somebody knows something. They need to come forward. Um,
yes.
Sometimes this makes me mad that people do not come forward. I could say a lot. I'm going to be a nice person and not, but this hurts families. I'm going to say that. It hurts families. You do not know where your loved one is. And you go through anger, you go through sadness, and every day it's on your mind. And that's not fair to his daughter, his sisters, his brothers, whoever is close to him. That's not fair. So if somebody knows
Yeah.
something, speak up. Don't be a
Yeah.
coward and not say something to his family. And I
Yeah.
definitely just said that, but it
It's true.
it is
His wife is
true.
struggling. His sisters are struggling. They can't sleep. They can't eat. They can't, they have to continue to work, but their mind is anywhere but at work. It
Right.
just,
You don't function on a daily when you
no,
have a missing loved one.
no.
It can destroy families. It can destroy relationships. The one thing I could suggest is stay close, um, and be careful, because you're going to get a lot of people saying things that's going to hurt you. And I get it. But whoever knows something, it's time to speak up. I mean,
Absolutely.
they want to send me a message. I don't care. Jason, a message.
Yeah, anybody,
Yeah.
like at this point.
Well, you need to know.
Yes.
I get
12
emotional.
weeks is too long.
1 week is too long for anybody going missing.
Yes.
A family should not have to go through this, and I see this a lot. I've
I
seen
do too.
what it's done in my family. So that's where I get a little bit emotional, is because I don't want another family going through what we have. And it's a lot of work for any family to have to sit there and find him. So we're going to do what we can, get his name out there, and contact me if you want. And if anybody knows anything, it's time to speak up. I don't care how little it is, what it might seem to be something really dumb, but trust me, information that you can get out there is just important. Even if it's just the littlest information that, oh, I saw him at a gas station, he was with this person, whatever,
Right.
someone needs to say something. But
Yes.
so again, I apologize for the technical difficulties, and I know Jason's going to work on that. And thank you all for coming on the show, and everybody listening, and join the page and help us find Jamie.
Yes. Thank you for sharing his story.
Thank you. Is
Yes,
there anything
thank
else
you.
anybody wants to say before we go?
Jamie, if by chance you're out there and you're hearing this and you're seeing this, your sisters and your wife love you so much and they're ready. They just, if you're alive, please let them know you're okay.
Yes. Well, thank you all. I appreciate it, and I apologize, for everything. But we'll get this out there, and we'll do whatever we can to help you. And then we'll post on Jason's page the flyer that Be United made and sent out. And
Awesome.
Caitlin, I'll get a hold of you with some information that I have that might help with the searches. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you
All right.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Everybody
Thank
have a
you.
good night. Thank you.
Bye.